And yet the form changes, and the challenge as the human being is, and I think I said to you on the phone when we talked last night, that one of the things that it's almost a mantra for me, something I read many years ago, is about being man in the world, but not of the world.
Yeah.
It's something that stuck with me. It's not an original phrase, but
no, it's
just for me, it's a great way to live. I love being in the world. I love the challenge of the world, the excitement, and obviously there's the ups and downs on a human and a personal level. And there's something about the challenge of being in the world, but being knocked off course too much by the world. And that also this thing of finding a centre, which you would describe as stillness, becomes more and more important because the world gets more and more into chaos, it seems. So we have about 5 minutes left. Kalyani hasn't talked for a few minutes. Do you want to say anything? Just help us use the last 5 minutes.
Well, I'd probably reiterate a couple of things that have been said, and that is, essentially, it's only the attention that we focus on the thought stream, which is a continual for most of the time. It's the focusing on that that takes the attention away from the actuality, the fullness of the moment, which is always, it's ever present. And it's so simple. In fact, it's so simple that we miss it, because the mind will usually try and devise a technique or try and devise a way of figuring out how to try and get in the moment. And of course, you can never be out of the moment. You know, it's just not possible. So it's this catching, it's this focus of the mind trying to work out something that essentially can't be worked out with the mind. So you can get a taste of it by just pausing a thought. You know, I mean, the things like traffic, and sometimes that can be difficult, but just pausing a thought, even if it's only for a split second, and there's a tiny taste, there's a tiny glimmer, there's a tiny slither of light that comes through. You get a sense of it. But everyone knows this space. Everyone's observed a sunset, and at some point in that, when the thinking has subsided, there is just sunsetness. You know, that sense of a viewer watching the sunset dissolves. So this is nothing that's special or unique. It's the natural state, as Nisargadatta put it. So I think that's the key. It is not special, it's ordinary, it's present in the immediacy, it's present for everybody. It's only that the attention is caught up. And an image that can be helpful is that of a cage. And if we're inside a cage and we're focusing on the bars, you only see the bars, the conceptual bars. If the eyes refocus beyond that, the focal length changes. Then you see the landscape, the mountains, the sun, the sky, the clouds. It's a very, very different kind of perceiving and perception that's taking place. And likewise, with this conceptual stuff, the stories, the thinking that we habitually attach to and remain in and stay with, thinking that's the real, it stops us from seeing the landscape, that full landscape that we are.
Okay, thank you. We need to finish our little adventure together now. So thank you both for coming and surviving jet lag and getting to the studio and everything.
Yes.
Wish you well on your stay here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, we should mention, what's your book called coming out?
Only That, The Life and Teaching of Sailor Bob Adamson, and it's published through Non-Duality Press.
Okay, so folks should look out for that. And I'd like to thank everybody again for watching Conscious TV, and I hope we see you all again soon. Goodbye.